All right, Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory is to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to you, sincere Achamat, that is diligently continuing to labor in his work. Now, I want to entitle this sitting, Being an Israelite is Not Enough. All right? And it's pretty much inspired by, lately, we've been holding camps. You've been having a lot of so-called Negroes in particular, roll up on the camp, and they know that they're Israelites, all right? You got a lot of Jake out there that's waking up to the fact that they're Israelites. But the thing is, all right, there's a difference. You can know that you're an Israelite, but if you don't know the Most High, that cancels everything out. And mainly, your salvation, all right? Because when you look throughout the landscape of Israel, all right, you got different camps such as IUIC, all right? They're going to teach you that you're Israelites, yet they don't push the names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. You got GOCC. They tell you that you're Israelites, but they tell you also that so-called white man can be saved. ISUPK, the same thing, all right? You're going to find out that you're an Israelite through these guys, but they teach you that the mark of the beast is an embargo. When the scripture clearly tells you that the mark of the beast is this RFID technology, man. So just by knowing that you're an Israelite, all right, that's not enough. You got a lot of guys out there that's content with knowing that they're Israelite. Those guys in that spirit of, well, I'm going to make it into the kingdom anyway, all right? And that's a wicked thought, all right? So, I'm just, going to the lesson, all right? Because I want to make this quick and just go right into it. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 3, and verse 9. And think not to say within yourselves, we have Abraham to our father. For I say unto you, that the Most High is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham. And that's right. You can't hang your hat on the fact that you are of the stock of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because what benefit is that if you don't know the Most High? All right? All right, just, acknowledging that you of that family tree, that's not going to do it. That's not enough. All right, reading on, it says in verse 10, and now also the axe is laid unto the root of the trees. Therefore every tree which bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. So what if you're a part of the family tree? If you're not bringing forth good fruit, which is the truth of these scriptures, all right, and pushing the truth concerning Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and these prophecies, because that's what it's all about. If you're not in that spirit, then guess what? You're going to be hewn down and cast into the fire, man, which is ultimately those nuclear missiles. So you can't hang your hat on the fact that you're an Israelite. Because when you go into history, you go into 70 AD, all right, the Roman onslaught, those people knew that they was Israelites. But did that benefit them? No, man. All right, the curses came on who? Israel. And to go deep, all right, or beneath the surface, or scratch the surface a little more, by you acknowledging you're an Israelite, basically you just putting yourself in the scope, all right? Because the Most High, Yahweh, and His Son have a controversy with Israel, all right? Who the curses fell on? The nation of Israel, man. Zechariah 13th chapter tells you clearly that 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to cut off and die on this side, man. And that's a big number. So by you acknowledging you're an Israelite, you're only acknowledging that you the people that the Most High got beef with. All right? So the thing is not just being an Israelite. All right? It's more than that. You got to be an Israelite and also know the Most High. You can't just be an Israelite and not get in good graces with the Most High. All right? This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2, and verse 12. Now the sons of Eli were sons of Belial, they knew not the Lord. All right, and when you go into Eli, Eli was out of the tribe of Levi. All right, so he could trace his lineages back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, yet his sons, his biological sons, were known as sons of Belial. All right, so let's look up this word Belial. All right. right? This is it. It says, worthlessness, frequently used in the Old Testament as a proper name. It is first used in Deuteronomy 13 and 13. In the New Testament, it is found only in 2 Corinthians 6 and 15, where it is used as a name of Satan, the personification of all that is evil. All right, and that's pretty much it on that. So you see that even though these men were of the stock of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right, physically, but spiritually they was known as the sons of Belial. And even Yahweh Shai told those wicked Israelites, you are of your father the devil. So it makes no difference if you know that you're an Israelite. That's not enough, man. You got to be in good graces with the Most High. All right? This is the book of Galatians, chapter 6, and verse 16. And as many as walk according to this rule, peace be on them, and mercy, and upon the Israel of the Most High. All right? So you see there's a distinction. All right? There's an Israel, and there's an Israel of the Most High. Because the Most High is not dealing with all Israel, man. So it's one thing to acknowledge that you're an Israelite, but if you're not in the spirit and you actually really know the Most High, if you're not spiritually invested and you doing the work and doing the commandment of Yahweh Shai, which is go out on the highways and hedges, push this truth, then guess what? You're just an Israelite. And what's that's going to benefit you, man? That never benefited Israel. All right, the Most High never really ever dealt with the whole Israel on a whole. He always dealt with his prophets anyway. Okay? Because he always had a controversy with Israel, even going back to Egypt, man. All right? Didn't he lead Israelites that came out of Egypt in the wilderness to die and only saved Joshua and Caleb and the younger ones? All right? So it hasn't changed today. So you can't be content or be settled on the fact that you're an Israelite and just run with that. It goes deeper than that, man. You got to know that you're an Israelite and you got to seek the Most High 10 times more. Baruch, the 4th chapter. All right? So close off on one more scripture because, like I said, I want to make it quick and to the point because it's basically to the point. All right? It's the book of Romans, chapter 9, and verse 27. Esaias also cried concerning Israel. Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. So there's one thing to be an Israelite, but there's one thing to be the Israelite of the Most High, which is the remnant. All right, so that's that righteous number you should be striving for. Okay, so all you people out there that's on the coming board or whatever, and you just cheerleading and acknowledging the fact that, yeah, I'm an Israelite. You run in and tell your mom, yeah, I'm an Israelite. I'm not a Christian. So what? All right? You got to be a part of that righteous number, which is the remnant. Okay? So being an Israelite is not enough. And I hope this sermon was edifying. Until the next time, shalom.